What if I told you that one single tablespoon of a simple oil taken every night before bed could trigger a cascade of positive and in some ways irreversible changes in your body? Today, we are not just talking about a healthy food. We are talking about a nightly ritual that can help to reprogram the very biology of aging. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more vibrant life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to guide us through this profound and very exciting science, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the deep cellular messages that our food sends to our bodies. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. The body is always listening. It is a very intelligent system. The food that we choose to eat, and very importantly, when we choose to eat it, sends a powerful message to all of our cells. This simple nightly ritual that we will discuss today sends a very clear message of repair, of resilience, and of longevity.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. We are going to explore the 5 pillars of this nightly olive oil ritual, starting with the most profound and exciting one of all, how this simple oil can speak directly to your very genes. So, doctor, let's dive right into pillar number 1. How can a simple spoonful of olive oil possibly interact with our genetic code?
It does this by helping to activate a very special and a very ancient family of genes that are often called our longevity genes. In the world of science, they are known as the sirtuins.
And sirtuins are absolutely fascinating. For our viewers at home, you can think of sirtuins as the molecular guardians of your cells. They are a family of proteins that regulate all of our most important repair and survival processes. They help to maintain the health of our mitochondria, which are our energy factories. They defend our cells against daily stress, and they help to repair our precious DNA. But the important thing to know is that these guardian genes are not always turned on. They need a specific signal from the outside world to wake them up.
And one of the most powerful natural signals to activate these sirtuins is found in high-quality, extra virgin olive oil. It is the special plant molecules called polyphenols, especially 2 very powerful ones that are called oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol.
That is right. These are not just simple antioxidants. They are powerful signaling molecules. When you take your tablespoon of olive oil at night, these polyphenols enter your bloodstream, and they are able to flip the switch on these powerful sirtuin genes. And what is so incredible is that they do this in a way that is very similar to what happens in the body during calorie restriction or intermittent fasting, which are 2 of the most well-researched strategies for extending lifespan. So with this simple ritual, you are getting many of the longevity benefits without the great difficulty of prolonged fasting. It is a true blessing to have this deep scientific understanding of how to be able to use the gifts of nature with such wisdom. If you are ready to learn how to send your body a powerful healing and longevity signal tonight, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this is a deep dive into the science of aging you will not want to miss. So this one simple oil can literally speak to our longevity genes, activating our body's own natural repair systems. That is an incredible and a very profound concept, doctor. Let's now talk about the next pillar of this nightly ritual. How does this simple habit affect our body's metabolism and our blood sugar as we age?
This is a very important and a very practical benefit. One of the clearest hallmarks of the aging process is a gradual loss of our metabolic control. As we get older, our bodies can become less efficient at managing blood sugar, and a very common condition called insulin resistance can begin to develop. This is a silent driver of so many age-related diseases. I had a patient, a gentleman in his late 60s. He was a perfect example of this. He was suffering from a whole constellation of what seemed to him like normal signs of getting older. He told me he would have a big and very predictable energy crash in the middle of the afternoon every single day. He also complained of a constant feeling of brain fog that made it hard for him to concentrate, and he had a general low-level achiness that he felt throughout his entire body. He did not feel well, but he could not point to one single thing that was wrong.
And those are all classic signs of an unstable blood sugar and a struggling metabolism. And this is where pillar number 2, stabilizing your metabolism, becomes so powerful. When you take a simple tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil at night, especially with or after your last meal of the day, its healthy monounsaturated fats do something truly remarkable. They help to slow down the absorption of any carbohydrates or sugars from your digestive tract into your bloodstream. This means that instead of a sudden and dramatic rush of sugar into your blood, which can cause those unstable and inflammatory swings, the glucose is released much more gradually and much more gently. The olive oil acts as a metabolic anchor, helping to keep your blood sugar nice and stable throughout the entire night. This is exactly why seniors who adopt this simple habit often report waking up with much more consistent energy levels and much less of that frustrating brain fog. Now, doctor, that achiness that your patient was feeling brings us to our next pillar of health. Let's talk about pillar number 3, calming the fire of aging. This is all about inflammation.
Yes, scientists now have a special name for the chronic low-grade inflammation that is one of the primary drivers of the aging process. They call it inflammaging. You can think of it as a silent fire that is constantly burning at a very low level in the background of your body. Over many years, this silent fire can damage your tissues, your joints, and your organs. And a high-quality olive oil is one of the most powerful natural fire extinguishers that we have.
And its main firefighting power comes from that special polyphenol we mentioned in part 1, the compound called oleocanthal.
That's correct.
The science on oleocanthal is absolutely fascinating. It actually functions in a way that is very similar to the common, over-the-counter, anti-inflammatory drug ibuprofen. High-quality scientific studies have now shown that it can inhibit the very same inflammatory enzymes in the body, which are the COX-1 and the COX-2 enzymes. So that simple tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil is delivering a gentle, natural, and food-based dose of anti-inflammatory medicine to your body every single night while you are sleeping.
And for the patient in our story, this was the very first thing that he noticed. After just a few weeks of this simple nightly ritual, he came to my office, and he told me that the general low-level achiness that he used to feel in his body all the time had finally started to fade away. The first and most important step in his healing was putting out that silent fire.
It is a truly blessed thing that this simple natural food has such a profound and an intelligent ability to bring our bodies back into a state of calm and of healthy balance. So this simple nightly ritual of taking 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil is helping to stabilize our metabolism and to calm the silent internal fire of chronic inflammation. That is already a profound set of benefits, doctor. But I know that the healing power of this oil goes even deeper to our most precious and most important organ. This brings us to pillar number 4, protecting your mind.
Yes, as we grow older, I believe that one of our greatest fears is not just losing the strength of our body, but losing the clarity of our mind. And this simple nightly ritual is a powerful act of protection for our precious brain.
It is, and it works in 2 very important and very beautiful ways. First, as we have discussed, the powerful polyphenols like oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol that are found in the olive oil have the unique ability to be able to cross the blood-brain barrier. Once they are inside the brain, they act as powerful antioxidants. They help to protect our delicate brain cells, our neurons, from the constant daily damage of oxidative stress. But the second mechanism is even more fascinating, and it is directly connected to the timing of this ritual, which is taking the oil at night before we go to sleep. Our brain has its own special nighttime cleaning crew. It is a remarkable system that is called the glymphatic system. While you are in your deepest stages of sleep, this system acts like a gentle power washer. It intelligently flushes out all of the metabolic waste and the toxic proteins that have built up in your brain during the day. This includes the dangerous beta amyloid plaques that are so strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease. This cleaning system works best when the inflammation in the brain is low. So by taking the anti-inflammatory olive oil right before bed, you are creating the perfect calm and ideal environment for your brain's natural cleaning crew to be able to do its job as efficiently and as effectively as possible. You are literally helping your brain to take out its own trash and to repair itself every single night. Now, doctor, let's move to our fifth and final pillar. This is the one that goes to the very source of our energy and our vitality.
Yes, this is the deepest level of healing. This is pillar number 5, recharging your cells. This is all about the health of our mitochondria.
And for our viewers, our mitochondria are the thousands of tiny powerhouses or energy factories that are inside every single cell of our body. As we get older, these little mitochondria can become damaged and less efficient. This is a major root cause of the age-related fatigue that so many seniors experience. The powerful polyphenols that are in the olive oil have been shown in studies to help protect our mitochondria from this daily damage, and they can even help our body to create new healthy mitochondria. This is one of the deep reasons why people who follow a traditional Mediterranean diet often report having such great and lasting vitality. And there is one final beautiful process that the olive oil helps with. It is a process called autophagy. Autophagy is your body's cellular housekeeping, or its internal recycling program. It is the intelligent process where your cells identify and they remove their own old, damaged, and dysfunctional parts. As we age, this process can slow down. The polyphenols in the olive oil have been shown to gently stimulate this process of autophagy. So with this nightly ritual, you are helping your cells to clean house and to keep themselves young, vibrant, and efficient.
And for the gentleman in our story, this was the final piece of the puzzle that fell into place for him. After his daily aches and his energy crashes had improved from the first few pillars, he then began to notice after about a month that the brain fog that he had been living with for years had finally started to lift. He told me that his mind felt sharper and clearer in the mornings. He was not just calming his body. He was recharging his brain and all of his cells from the inside out.
It is a truly blessed and a profound example of how one simple food can support our health on so many different and intricate levels, from our very genes to our very cells. This is such deep and hopeful science, Doctor. We love sharing it with our amazing global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So we have now covered all 5 of the incredible science-backed pillars of this nightly olive oil ritual. The science is truly profound. It shows how one simple single food can work on our very genes, on our metabolism, on the fire of inflammation, on our precious brain, and on our very cells. Doctor, to make this very practical for our viewers at home, let's now create a master protocol. First and most importantly, how do we choose the right kind of olive oil to be able to actually get all of these amazing benefits?
This is the most important and the most practical step. If you choose the wrong kind of oil from the grocery store, you will not get any of these wonderful benefits. The beautiful green color and the peppery taste of a good, high-quality olive oil is where all of the medicine is.
Okay, so when our viewers are standing in the grocery store aisle and there are dozens of different bottles, what is the very first thing that they must look for on the label?
The first and the most important words that you must look for on the front of the bottle are extra virgin. This is non-negotiable. This term means that the oil is from the very first pressing of the olives and that it has not been treated with any chemicals or any high heat.
And that brings us to the next important point on the label, cold-pressed and unrefined. Why are these words so important?
Because the powerful polyphenols that we have been talking about, the oleocanthal and the hydroxytyrosol, are very, very delicate. Any exposure to high heat or to chemical refining processes will completely destroy them. An oil that is labeled as light olive oil or pure olive oil is a refined oil. It has lost its healing properties. It is only for cooking, not for using as a medicine.
And what about the bottle itself, doctor? Does that matter?
It matters a great deal. You must always choose an oil that is sold in a dark glass bottle or a tin can. The polyphenols are also destroyed by exposure to light. You must never buy your extra virgin olive oil if it is in a clear plastic or a clear glass bottle. And if you can, you should look for a harvest date on the bottle. A good and a proud producer will be happy to tell you when the olives were harvested. You should always try to buy an oil that was harvested within the last year. With olive oil, fresher is always better.
And when we get that beautiful dark bottle of fresh oil home, there is one final test we can do to confirm its quality isn't there. That famous peppery sting at the back of the throat.
Yes, that is the final and most beautiful sign of a high-quality healing oil. When you take a small sip of the oil, you should feel a little cough or a peppery sensation at the back of your throat. That feeling is the feeling of the oleocanthal, the natural anti-inflammatory on your throat. If your olive oil does not have this, it is not a powerful medicinal oil.
So we have our high-quality, peppery extra virgin olive oil. What is the simple protocol for using it?
The protocol is very simple. It is 1 tablespoon every night, about 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. Some of my patients enjoy taking it straight from the spoon as a true medicine. Others prefer to drizzle it on a very small piece of whole grain bread to help them swallow it. The method is not as important as the consistency.
And that brings us to the final and beautiful conclusion of our patient's story. The gentleman who was feeling so achy and so foggy and so tired.
Yes. After a few months of following this one simple nightly ritual of taking just 1 tablespoon of a high-quality olive oil before he went to bed, he came back to see me. The change in him was remarkable. He told me that his afternoon energy crashes were gone. The brain fog that had been clouding his mind for years had finally lifted, and the general achiness that he used to feel in his body had completely disappeared. By sending his body this gentle, consistent, and nightly healing signal, he had begun to truly reverse the very patterns of aging that were causing his symptoms. He had taken back control of his own biology.
That is a truly beautiful and an inspiring story. It shows the incredible power of the body's blessed ability to heal when we give it the right and the proper tools to be able to do its important work. Doctor, this has been a truly profound masterclass. You have taught us how 1 simple tablespoon of a high-quality olive oil taken every night can support the 5 great pillars of our health. It is an incredible and a very powerful natural strategy for longevity. From activating our sirtuin genes and stabilizing our metabolism to calming chronic inflammation, protecting our precious brain, and recharging our very cells. This is a complete and a very holistic approach to senior health. This incredible knowledge gives our viewers a simple, powerful, and delicious daily ritual to help improve their longevity and their overall quality of life. This is a true cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy, one that is rooted in both ancient wisdom and in modern cutting-edge science. And it gives so much hope to people who are looking for simple, natural ways to support their long-term longevity.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. The process of aging is not a one-way street of inevitable decline. Your body is always listening to the messages that you send it. I encourage you to send it a small, consistent message of healing every single night. And over time, it will respond to you with great resilience and with wonderful vitality.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. To send our bodies a message of healing. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health, using the simple and the blessed gifts of nature to help support the incredible and intelligent design of our bodies. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your daily habits, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. If you found this guide empowering and you are excited to try this simple nightly ritual for yourself, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you want to help live a longer and a healthier life. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know what was the most surprising benefit of this nightly olive oil ritual that you learned about today. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well.